Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing my Dragon Ball Super English dub episode 53 review. And what episode it was? Again, I want to just but the whole thing is that we do not show spoilers from the Japanese version. We are talking strictly about the English dub as if it was the first thing it premiered in. And again, Richard Cora Kenobi is joining me again for this review episode.
Hello, everyone. Once again, like always, happy to be back and talking about episode 53. This one is an interesting episode. This is where the meat of everything is coming, and this episode may have hinted it's planting the seeds. Yes, it's planting the seeds of who Goku Black may be. But I'm
already starting to lean like what I was already been going on here. But I mean, they kind of already like sort of, but can't confirm it type thing. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that and this whole episode and yeah, let's get on with it.
Yes.
So the first beginning of this episode, you know, it's as we noted, this is appearance in Universe 10. So we don't really actually see Universe 10 with the exception of what the Supreme Kai planet looks like.
Yeah.
So we don't exactly know what else is in Universe 10. It's not like there's some Earth Universe 10 out there, but I mean, just want to put that out there. But
yes.
So one of the things that is interesting going on here, because I didn't notice this until we watched it again, about the whole Universe 10, as I pointed out in the last week's review, is that this is Universe 10, which is a very interesting thing for me, because it's, you know, they're going that this whole thing could possibly be in another universe, that this whole Goku Black, or this, you know, because Goku Black is in the future. Like, this is a Goku Black from the future, and we're talking about like these people who's Goku Black in the present, or they're at least trying to find who that could be right now in the present time. And so it's really interesting how everything is all tying in. Obviously, the future is different from the present because of all the changes that happened in the present time versus the future timeline. But I think it's really interesting that like how they're trying to put all these things together compared to how they're different versus the future timeline.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing we have to talk about too. Like I said, we're going to get to all that. But it was just one thing I wanted to point out about how all these things, you know, tie in. The universe, in Universe 10, not Universe 7, could possibly have where Goku Black is, or at least that's what Whis is implying, because that's where he felt the power level was similarity. That's why they went there in the first place. But, okay, so now the episode begins with I believe it was Bulma and the Time Machine with the Emperor Pilaf gang. They were still like kind of working on the stuff for the Cell Time Machine.
Still working on it. They look like it looks like they're almost done with it, and they should be ready to go, but of course it's still going to take, I guess, a few more days, because we still don't know how long. It's got to be at least days now. But, you know, Dragon Ball never specifies.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, guys. Even though they don't tell us, and like, I mean, even though Bulma has the future Bulma's knowledge with the directions and stuff like that, I mean, she still is going to take her a couple of days to fix it. It will make it faster since she has all her notes, but it's still going to take a few days.
So that's true. So we'll be getting there soon. But after that we go to Universe 10, and this
we're not at Universe 10 yet.
Oh, okay.
It's Beerus, Whis,
and Goku
traveling through space to get to Universe 10, and Beerus even made a joke to Goku, you know, I'll knock you off if you don't stop it right now, you know, in the sand and stuff like that. He made that type of comment.
Well, I mean, it's Goku. He's excited and he wants to get there fast. So so they're still traveling, and Then we see Universe 10. So
Yes.
this is where the majority of the episode takes place in the Supreme Kai's world, and we see one of the Kais, the Kaioshin in training, named Zamasu. And
Zamasu.
yes, he's making tea for his master Gowasu.
Gowasu.
And what this episode tells us, because I hope a lot of people catched on to this, because this episode tells us, I don't know if it's like this for all Kais, but it's here specifically. In order for a Kaioshin to become a full Kaioshin, your heart must be pure and you must make tea. So they're not just making tea because it's lunchtime or they're just thirsty. No. The more you practice on making this tea, the more it increases your training. So think of it like this. Whereas with Saiyans, they get stronger by training every day physically. With the Kaioshins, they train every day by making tea.
And also another thing to note too is Beerus also explained too that Zamasu, it was Whis or was it Beerus that explained it? I think it was Whis. Now,
yeah,
he explained to Goku that why he's in line, that he's like kind of strong, because he was like basically like King Kai.
Yes, exactly.
King Kai, it's a regular type Kai, but because he was so much more powerful than the other Kais, they were like, well, we want to train him for being the Supreme Kai.
Yes.
So it's kind of how he led. Not always the best idea, as I guess the case in this episode is.
Yes.
Yes. So he's like, Zamasu, they show the tea, as Richard was explaining, was the whole tea. Now, the whole thing, I have a question with the tea is, we see sort of, there was a comment that was made by Gamasu that, that he, the tea was good and was pure of heart. But I was a little kind of curious because there was a little kind of black stuff in there, and I was like, well, wait, isn't that kind of like negative energy? But we'll get more.
Yeah.
Later on. So I thought that was a weird choice of words.
Yeah. It does get interesting. But yeah, so Zamasu is asking Gowasu about the mortals. Or humans, but we're calling them mortals because that's how they.
He's not really just talking about humans. He's basically talking about any life form, basically.
Yeah, so he's talking about mortals. He's asking Gowasu, why do we protect them? Like, they live, they die, they get into trouble, and they rinse and repeat. And Gowasu says that's their way. That's how they choose to be. All we have to do is respect that, and hopefully we can guide them. But Zamasu says
only the destroyer can step in.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, because to be specific, these are the Kais. The Kais are the creators of everything. So unlike the destroyers destroy creation. The Kais are creation. So it's kind of a yin and yang kind of thing. So, but
only the destroyers are stronger.
Yeah, exactly. But Zamasu basically says, why must we protect them? He wants to know, like, what makes humans special? So basically, he then later on, Gowasu tells him to, restrain himself and really learn more about mortals, because if he is to become a full Kaioshin or a Supreme Kai, he must take love into all creatures, regardless of where his judgment is. So then after that little talk, which, by the way, the music and the scene was beautifully animated, and I loved how it explained some things about the Kais. Then we see Goku, Beerus, and Whis' wife. Of course, Goku falls off, which I don't know how he fell off. He was holding on to them, so he just falls, and then
Goku can take it. He's the man.
Yeah, so then they're there. Of course, we already have established that apparently Beerus and Whis are very well known to Gowasu. So
I was kind of weird. I was kind of thinking about that. It was like, okay, we're from Universe 10, and Beerus and Whis are from Universe 7, so it's like, like, how do they know each other? I mean, it's not like they're the opposite universes of each other, so it's
I think all gods of destructions know each other, so therefore maybe all Kaioshins from all of the universes must know each other too. At least that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I guess so. I mean, that's
Yeah.
basically implying, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, so then after that, Goku he runs up to Zamasu
Yeah, this is
and
starting to get really weird. Goku's just like, hi, he's just like a little soldier. He's like,
yeah,
hi,
he's
you're from this.
excited. He's like, "You're
It's
strong."
just so weird because he never does for Supreme Kai, and it's like, I mean,
No,
come on,
yeah.
it's
And
like, come on, man.
then he's asked to introduce himself politely, and he introduces himself in a very funny comedic way. And and while Zamasu is, and just being in mind, Zamasu just said he does not understand mortals and why they protect him. So Goku is representing all mortals right now. So the way Goku is acting is not helping. It's not helping. So then after that, Gowasu asks, "Why are you here?" And he says,
You
"We're
ask about the
here."
rings, about
Yes.
the time rings.
Yeah, we're here. They want to know about the time rings. So they pretty much go, and this is interesting. This is where we get some real interesting lore. Gowasu brings out
He brings out all the time.
yes, a chest with all of the time rings. Now, these
And
time
I was
rings,
thinking, like, oh my god, he has so many dang time rings, and it's like, how
yeah,
do you have this many? Like, this come
yeah. Well, this is going to be explained later on, but basically, all of these time rings, how time rings are created, they didn't say this, but this is how it's done. If there is a certain chain of events that happen in a universe, a specific universe, a new time ring is created, and therefore, someone of Kaioshin establishment can use that time ring. And you even see the gray time ring that Goku Black has.
yes, we
So
do see
it
that.
does confirm to us that the ring is not missing. Because I know a lot of people assumed, oh, Goku Black just took that ring. But
Well,
nope.
again, I mean, he can't really have taken that ring because that ring is from the future.
Yes, exactly. So then
So,
afterwards, once again, we get more of Goku. He's persisting that he fight
okay, but wait,
Zamasu.
we gotta stop right there because I believe this is around the part where
Yeah.
they switch over to the
Yes.
um trunk
Uh.
scene. They switch over to
Yes.
the trunk scene, which I think we should talk about that too
Oh yeah.
first.
Sure. Go ahead.
So while this was going on, Goku and Zamasu were, doing their, thing, checking out the rings and stuff like that. We had Trunks walking around and just kind of confused and stuff like that. He was just
Yeah.
walking,
Yeah. And
and then
he's
you got like Mai in the bush, and
yeah.
then
Well,
you got.
actually, before that, he actually interacts with 18.
Oh, was that first?
Yeah, I think that was first.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I thought.
Okay, it was. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, so the Android 18 scene. Okay, then let's get that one first. Okay,
Yes.
so this was a funny one because I did like the scene.
Yeah. Like
Okay,
Trunks is basically
so
still shocked that
Trunks
Gohan
is like
is.
shock, like and stuff like that, and then you see Krillin, and he's like, Trunks is like, well, did you get married or something? He's like, oh yeah, I got it, but he's like hesitating, like saying things,
Yeah, and
and
future Trunks is
and
trying to force it out of him.
Trump's like, it's someone I know, isn't it? And then you see Android 18, and it's like Trunks is like all ready to go. He's about to pull out the sword and stuff
Yes.
like that. And like he's like,
Krillin.
no, I'm married to 18. I'm married to 18. And you see Marin come out.
Yeah.
The kid, and and then Android 18 comes up to Trunks. This is the funniest thing this whole
Yes.
episode.
Yes.
And it was so epic. She's like, I heard you killed me in the future. And he's like, and Trunks is like, well, it was you or mankind.
Yes. 18's telling him you're gonna have to pay for that. And then it escalates, but then she says, just kidding. And yeah, this was funny because I'm just like, I've wanted to see Trunks interact with 18 as she is now. Because remember, guys, once again, Trunks he did not know Krillin got married to 18. So when she shows up, he still thinks she's up to her old tricks again, But then when he finds out,
well,
okay, no.
Remember, technically, the last time they seen her, she was spit out of Cell. So
Yeah, exactly. So
actually, that was at the Dragon though that they took the bomb out. So
yeah, exactly. So that was very interesting, and also too, once again, to keep up with continuity, I love that 18 doesn't. She just goes along with the fact that now Trunks has blue hair, as if he always had it. So everyone, there you go. 18 even looks at Trunks as if he's always had blue hair. So there you go.
Well, no, I guess everyone is because it's a retcon, but
Yeah,
it's a stupid
so
retcon.
yeah,
It's
then after that, Trunks runs off, and then he goes into the bushes, and this is where the mind stuff happens.
And so then the bush, and then we got Mai in the bush, and then you got Pilaf who's trying to set a trap, I guess, for Mai, and then you see Fox, he's running up there, and he's running up, and he trips, and so Maya's like, maybe this is the time where I should use this bandage to show a flashback of with her giving the bandage or whatever, and she comes out of the bush, and Trunks is there, and
he's just confused by all of
this.
this.
Everything gets screwed up basically, and then you see Kid Trunks come out, and she's like, "Oh my, you're so cute." He's just trying to like hit on her or whatever now.
Yeah, which is creepy. Really. It's still creepy, but okay, he doesn't know that, but.
He doesn't know that she's technically an adult that was wished back as a kid.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that. But then, how do you expect this too? Because technically in the future, she's like she's younger, so
way younger. But it's Dragon Ball. What can I tell you?
Well, no, I guess the kid never got pregnant until later on.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone though, this whole scene is just them trying to, I guess, take Mai away from Future Trunks. Because even Future Trunks is confused when he hears she has a crush on him. Which again, Trunks just goes along with this. And
Trunks, I don't even think knows that.
No, but again,
I don't even think Trunks realizes it. Because he's an adult, and in his eyes, he thinks that she's a kid. So, and she's obviously into the Mai from the future. So that's the thing that's really confusing about this.
Yeah, then it just.
Thing I think is really kind of weird is that they're really kind of trying to push this whole Kid Trunks and Mai thing, which we've seen this in the beginning of Battle of Gods. There, I'm talking about the movie Battle of Gods. We've seen it, and it was kind of different because it was more on Mai really that was into more of Trunks, and Trunks was kind of just kind of dumbfounded by it. Where here, in the actual Super series, they didn't really do that much of that in the Battle of Gods arc. But now it's more of the opposite, where they're trying to have Kid Trunks be kind of more into Mai, where Mai is kind of more dumbfounded about everything.
Yes.
Kind of weird how they changed it here.
It very much is, and while it's funny and very comedic, it can be seen as a little annoying that they're pushing this really, really far to the point where it's pretty much obvious that it's turned into a hilarious love triangle between Future Trunks, kid/adult Mai, and Kid Trunks. So that's basically what this is. But it's very funny, but it's also confusing.
Yeah, it's confusing, but like I said, it's not very unusual sometimes to see it like this, where the guy is kind of really heavily into the girl. Versus the guy, the girl into the guy. But they really kind of switched that since the movies.
Yeah.
In Super, but yeah.
Well, the heart wants what the heart wants, bro.
Yeah.
Then finally,
now that ended. That ended, and so then they go back to Zamasu and Goku and everyone in Universe 10.
Yes,
and that's when Goku is ready to fight Zamasu, or really wants to fight him.
And
he really wants to take him on. He's like, please, let me take him on. And then finally, the Supreme Kai of Universe 10 is basically like, okay,
Okay.
fine, you take him on.
But hold back. Like he's telling Gowasu's telling Zamasu.
Hold him, yeah, tell him to hold, but hold back. And Beerus gives him a look. Goku kind of gives a look. He's like, oh, hold on, you can't do that. And Beerus is like, no, do not hold back, because if you hold back, you'll die. And he says, yes, you'll die. And it's like,
yeah. Which to anyone who's confused by that line, he's not saying that because he'll destroy Zamasu. He's saying that because if you hold back, Goku will kill you. Not intentionally, but he's basically trying to warn them that Goku's power is not to be taken lightly. Just because he looks like a mortal does not mean he's to be treaded lightly. So
that's for the fight. Then the fight, and then also eventually Beerus did say that Beerus, or Goku had fought Beerus too. So
yes, we will get to that. So basically, then the fight starts, and Goku
goes right to Super Saiyan 2.
Yes, which is interesting because this is now the second time he's used. I mean, now I want to bring this up because I know a lot of people are going to wonder, why doesn't he just go straight to Super Saiyan Blue? Well, again, Super Saiyan Blue, he only uses that when the situation calls for it, and it can take a lot out of his stamina. So it's only to be used as a very, very last resort. So...
or if he knows the opponent is, obviously.
Because at this point, Goku has mastered Super Saiyan 1 and 2, and possibly 3, but it's never confirmed, to where it doesn't drain
he's mastered Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, but he's mastered his old Super Saiyan transformations to the point where he doesn't lose stamina by using them. So, so basically he goes Super Saiyan 2. Everyone is shocked. Gowasu and Zamasu are shocked that his power level just went up. So,
because it's over 9,000.
Yeah. So then he fights, and the fight here is pretty damn good. There's not too much punching. It's
really good action, though. I like that.
Yeah. Like it's mostly ki blast, dodging, and all that, and throughout this whole fight, Zamasu and Gowasu are both shocked that a mortal like this could fight a deity to this kind of level. And Goku...
I think it's kind of funny they say that because we've seen this in the Buu Saga with Supreme Kai. It's like this guys are nothing. Come on now.
Yeah, exactly. And then Gowasu even says, how is he this strong? And then Goku says... this isn't my first time. I haven't fought a deity since I fought Beerus, since I sparred with Beerus. And Beerus even says, and Gowasu asked him, wait, you fought with him? And he says something like that. And Gowasu even asks, how is he still standing after that? And then after that, they're still fighting. And we get to a specific point where when Zamasu uses... a blade technique on his hand to try and catch Goku off guard. He catches it, but then he feels a purplish energy surround Zamasu. And it's not just Goku. Whis and Beerus also fear it. So and we even cut back to a flashback of Goku's fight with Black, to where it's almost the same aura.
Yeah, it's almost the same thing.
Yeah, so I want to specify, it's not the same aura, it's close to it. So this is interesting. And then afterwards, Goku pretty much finishes Zamasu off by just attacking.
Yeah, he finishes him off.
Yeah, and then he, depowers from...
Well, he put his hand out. He put his hand out, and then he stopped, because Goku's not going to take him out,
Exactly, yeah. So, and then we even get a line that says, Gowasu even says he may be as strong as Beerus, and Beerus takes that a little personally, saying, how dare you say he's stronger than me? And then Gowasu quickly apologizes.
Yeah, because obviously Beerus is way stronger, and Zamasu was a Kai, and Kais aren't as strong as the destroyers or the gods of destruction. So
Goku transforms back to base, and he pretty much gives him the whole Goku talk. Let's do it again sometime. He gives them his props too. He puts his hand out. He says, we have a Supreme Kai too, and you'd probably beat him in like 5 minutes. Yeah, exactly. So then he extends his hand in friendship, and of course, Zamasu is kind of he almost gets ready to use the blade technique on Goku's hand, but then Gowasu stops him and tells him to take it. So he takes his hand and he gets up, and you can see that Zamasu is kind of humiliated that he lost a spar fight to a mortal. And then we cut back to Whis, Beerus, and Goku. They're traveling, and they're talking about this.
Well, they're about to leave. And they implied that they were going to leave Goku behind, and Goku's like, wait, you know, I'll come with you. You guys are my ride or whatever. And so they go in there, and so while they're traveling back in space, Goku still kind of pesters Beerus about the whole, you know, Zamasu is a good fighter. He could probably go toe to toe with you. And Beerus is like, hey, if you just don't say that again, I'm gonna toss you out here. I'm not gonna even look back. Or whatever.
Yes, and Goku. Yeah, and Goku once again brings up the statement that Zamasu's power was similar to Black. So they're trying to plant the seeds that maybe, just maybe, either Zamasu could be Black or something else could be going on here. Like, we don't know what's going on.
And we forgot to mention that earlier, too, that, because Gowasu did ask Beerus why they were here. You know, and they basically said that, that at least this is what they claimed to them. That's not true, but that they were looking at every universe, time rings or whatever about the whole thing with Black, looking like Goku and stuff like that. So should explain that. We should just mention that too. But,
then we cut back to Gowasu and Zamasu. They're walking, and Gowasu is giving him a talk. And Zamasu, you can tell, is still kind of humiliated that.
Wait. Before that, they say the Beerus and Whis. They also, they say that we can't totally definitively, say it, but it's really close to them or him being that. So there's that too, and then they switched back to that. And again, Gowasu is trying to pretty much teach Zamasu a valuable lesson here. So then after that, we go back to them making tea again. And he wants to know, did Zamasu learn anything? Like, did he and he did. So then last shot. Not really, he's lying, but I mean.
Yeah, last shot, this is what SS Ultimate Goku brought up earlier. So when he makes the tea again, this time it's different. When he mixes the tea, instead of it being completely brown, you see it's turning black. Like, it's still brown.
Well, it was sort of turning black in the first time he did it, too.
Yeah, but this time it's completely turning black. It's almost completely turning black. And you even see in his head, he says, "I'll never forget you, Goku." And
I'll never forget you, Goku. He's like, oh, wait, no. He said, well, after he did all that speech talk, and Gowasu said, I'm going to make you another tea. Freaking, Zamasu, like, in his head is like, oh, I learned something, all right. Is like, Goku, I'll never forget you.
Yes, and I love that line delivery. That was very good. Very, very good. And that's where the episode ends.
And like we said in the last episode, as we said in this episode, it was credited, Zamasu was credited as David Gray, but David Gray is not real. Well, at least this voice actor, David Gray, is not real. It's an alias.
Yes, it is indeed, with 100% accuracy. This is the worst kept secret, so there's not even a point of keeping it up. This is 100% James Masters, better known as Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Piccolo from Dragon Ball Evolution. Now, I know that may disconcern some people.
I know, considering the fact that people are going to be like, well, out of all the people that they had to give this guy, why did they give him the guy who's like green?
Well, again, that's kind of a funny callback, I think. But also too, I mean,
it was probably just a coincidence, though. They probably thought he was just, that was the best. Sabat probably brought him in to see what part he was probably best suited for like one of the new characters, and he probably thought that was the one. But of course, now everyone's gonna always probably think, they probably just gave it to him because he's green.
Yeah, well, to be fair to James Masters, this is his third time playing the villain because he's no stranger to playing villains. But Yeah, this is James Monsters. So I want to clarify something. He is a 100% Dragon Ball fan. He's a huge fan of Dragon Ball. So the fact that he's in here, it really is good. And I thought he did amazing as Zamasu. Like he really captured the kind of confused but immaturity dislike for mortals. And I think the more because Zamasu does play a big role in this, so the more we hear him, I think the more his voice is going to get better.
Now, because like I said, Christopher Sabat and Funimation, I'm sure both of them collaborated for deciding him to be in Zamasu over other characters. Do you think this is a good idea, and do you think this will lead to possibly more voice actors doing this for Dragon Ball Super if they want to? In the future?
It's possible I could see it. Because Dragon Ball, the dub is still going even when the series officially ends in 2 weeks from now. So I do think it's possible. But I do think casting James was a good idea because he has that voice. He has that. As I said, he's no stranger to playing the villain, the bad guy. And
well, this is different too because he's an actor. He's not really a voice actor. Like I think this is his first voice anime.
Yeah, it is, and he definitely does a good job with the material, but he also makes it believable. So, and it really does remind me it reminds me more of Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So it feels like that, but it's not like that. So he's very good in this episode, and I don't agree with anyone hating on him. And
one of the things that I've heard is people think that it doesn't really sound British, I guess. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's okay with what it is. Like I said, the Japanese version and the English version are not 100% going to be the same.
No,
so
they have
I don't
to take.
Think it's. I think he took the character and made it his own with his own interpretation with the voice, which I think was fine.
Yeah, and I think it will grow. Because Zamasu does play a giant role in this, as we're going to see later on. So, and they obviously showed that he has some similarities to Black, but they didn't flat out say he is Black. So it's still up for debate, but I am curious to see how this goes. Garrett Schneck did a good job as Gowasu. I thought he was pretty good as that old mentor who obviously has experience, and he sounded very good. Like, I could definitely tell that he was a Kai who had seen a lot of things, and he's trying to get this younger Kai to pretty much fulfill the position. So I thought he was good too.
Yeah, it was. I thought they did good for what they have, and we're going to see more of them. We're going to see more of them into the future. Like I said, I thought James Masterson, aka David Gray, as he's being credited as, did pretty good too.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm definitely, as I said, I don't agree with anyone saying, "Oh, James Masters is not." He does do a British accent, but that's the thing. He can make the character his own, and for anybody saying he sounds too old to be a Kai, well, just remember,
Kais are old though.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know a Kai's age. Just because Kais can look young and old, that doesn't mean they age like humans.
Like, look at Hits. Look at Hits, for example. Hits is a freaking he's like centuries old or whatever. How old was he?
and the Supreme Kai and the Elder Kai, like, they're hundreds of thousands of years old, and yet they still look like they haven't aged a day. So that's just how it is. So I really hope people can understand that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the same thing with the Goku Black originally when the video games came out, too.
Yeah, exactly. The video games are not the final thing, guys. I mean, the video games are just samples of what's to come.
Well, they could be or couldn't be. I mean, depending on, because Xenoverse 2 came out before the dub came out. So it's because obviously Hits voice actor in Xenoverse 2 was recasted for the anime. So there are some cases where they might change. But so far, for the most part, all the actors stayed the same from Xenoverse, but obviously some changes with the voices. particularly Goku Black. But so far, I think it's the only one that had a change from Universe 2.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the episode, guys. It was a very good episode. Once again, it's telling us some new lore in the mythology of the Kais, and it's planting the seeds of who Goku Black is.
It's really interesting too about who Goku Black could possibly be, because Zamasu seems like he's somewhat involved in this whole thing with Goku Black, whether he's controlling Goku or I can't see him controlling Goku Black, because he's controlling Goku Black because like future Goku died. He had a heart attack. So
exactly.
Died. So
it's
more of the whole soul theory that he took over the soul of Goku because he was dead already. That's the only thing.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, this episode, as I said, it was good. There were some good, funny moments, like always. The action was very good. Once again, telling us more about the lore and the mythology of how the Kaioshins work. And
we got two funny comedic scenes for future Trunks.
Yes, we did. And I'm very happy that they're not giving away the identity of Black right away, because it'd be around this time we figure it out. But no, I mean, these are just small clues in the bigger scope of things. So very good episode. And it was nice to hear James Masters and Garrett Schneck.
Alias David Gray.
Or it was nice to hear David Gray and Garrett Schneck as the debut of Zamasu and Gowasu, and I can't wait to see more of them.
Yes, same here. I can't wait to see more of the story unfold, and I can't wait to see more Dragon Ball Super, which will be coming up
this Saturday.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, and, next week's review, guys, it's going to be a little bit. This one's going to be a special one. I don't know about SS Ultimate Goku, but this upcoming week's episode is my third or fourth favorite episode. And it's going to, if you saw in the preview, it's going to be Future Trunks and Vegeta centric. So that should be good.
They're going to be training. So we'll see what happens there, because Future Trunks got a long way to go if he wants to become a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. But yeah, guys.
Yeah, that's all I got to say, guys, and that's what we got to do. We're out of here. Comment, rate. If you like this video or my videos, please subscribe. Also, Richard Kenobi's channel. You can go check out his videos, too. Also, we'll have all the links down where you can legally watch Dragon Ball Super official release, because that's what we got to support. We got to support Dragon Ball Super's official releases, guys. All the group links on the description box as well. So that's about it, guys. Again, comment, like again, thumbs up the video if you like the video. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace.
Later, everyone.